Hi guys, I'm here to record chapter 30 and 31 in the Insignificant Events in the Life of a Cactus. Chapter 30. I totally avoided Connor the next day at school. Actually, I didn't have to avoid him because I didn't see or hear him anywhere. I wondered if he had meant it when he said he was never going to school again. So it was just another day with everyone staring at me but no one talking to me. Another day of eating lunch in the stupid bathroom. I didn't even want to see Zion and have to explain anything. I couldn't wait for school to end. I nearly ran to the bus when it was over. As soon as I got home, I sat down at my desk. I browsed through several of my most recent blogs. No comments from Emily, no comments from Kayla, no comments from any of my old friends. My old world had moved on without me. I typed my next post. I know I totally make light of not having arms. I mean, what good does it do to complain about it all the time? This is my life. I can't change it. No arm transplant can be done. I am who I am, and it's all I've ever known. No big deal. I'm sure you're thinking, yeah, but come on, not having arms must really suck at times. Yeah, not having arms does suck at times. A lot of what stinks about not having arms are the little things most people take for granted because they have arms. So here it is, the 20 worst things about not having arms. Number 1, no smacking people no matter how badly I want to. I don't think stomping on their toes provides quite the same satisfaction. No boxing matches. If I had arms, I think I would have been a professional boxer. Doing my hair is difficult. I would love to try some styles I can't do, like a cool fishtail or dramatic updo. I read the term dramatic updo in a magazine once. Number 4, everything takes longer. Number 5, no basketball. Number 6, no shaking hands with people when I meet them. I would make sure I always had a firm handshake. Then again, I don't have to worry about sweaty palms. Number 7, using large tools like chainsaws and weed whackers is likely out for me. I know the instructions say not to operate if you're under the influence of drugs or alcohol, but they should probably say not to operate if you're under the influence of drugs, alcohol, or don't have any arms. Number 8, strappy tank tops and dresses don't quite look right, and mannequin arms don't help either. Number 9, reaching things on the top shelf. Number 10, my back hurts because it's hard to exercise your back muscles without arms. Number 11, my feet get sore. I think I have arthritis already. Feet aren't meant to be used the way I use them day after long day, unless you're an ape. Number 12, non-handicapped people using the handicap stalls in the bathroom. I need the extra room and it sucks to have to wait until perfectly armed sleeves are all done with their luxurious, roomy bathroom visits. Number 13, no pushing a heavy wheelbarrow. I'm sure one day I'll be mad about this, though it hasn't happened yet. Number 14, splinters are a real pain in the butt. Number 15, no hand or arm massages. I hear they feel super good. Number 16, harder to keep my balance. Number 17, harder to do everything. Number 18, no wiping away a friend's tears when he is hurt. Number 19, no hugging him to make him feel better. Number 20, no reaching out for him when he walks out the door. Chapter 31. The sky was already turning pink as I lay on my bed. My chest felt like a giant Sakura was sitting on it. I heard the front door open and shut, and then a second later, Mom burst into my room. I have the greatest idea, she blurted out before she saw my face. Oh, honey, what's wrong? She rushed to the bed and sat next to me. I frowned. Nothing. Nothing's been wrong for 2 days. Now tell me what nothing is, she demanded. My eyes filled with tears. When Connor was here yesterday, he called me disabled. My mom scrunched her eyebrows. Well, okay. Did that make you angry? Yes. Why? Because, I said, trying to hold back my tears. I know I am. I don't need other people telling me I am and telling me what I can or can't do. I'm sure he didn't say it to hurt you. I don't ever want to be seen just as a disabled person, I said. I don't want to be just Ava Green, that girl with no arms. I don't want to be labeled like that. I think Connor would be the last person to label you like that. You shouldn't get so offended if someone calls you disabled, Avon. You do have extra challenges that others don't. It does take you longer to do most tasks. Your movements are limited. There's a big difference between saying you're disabled and saying you're incapable. Well, he tried to say I was incapable of becoming an astronaut. She laughed and stood up off the bed and faced me. I think it would be extra challenging for you, but I don't think it's impossible. Not with robotic arms and all that. She did a robot dance to show off what I assumed were some ridiculous robot arms that would never be of any use to any astronaut. I don't think anything is impossible for you, she continued her display. I smiled and then remembered I was angry. If you're trying to make me laugh, it won't work. My scowl deepened. Connor thinks everything's impossible for him, and he's all mad about it, so he tried to act like everything's impossible for me, too. He's being a big baby and feeling sorry for himself. Shouldn't you try to be a little more understanding, then? You're his friend, Avon. You should be building him up when he gets down on himself. He wasn't building me up. He was trying to tear me down. I don't think he wanted to tear you down at all. Like you said, he did it because he was feeling bad about himself. I'm sure he feels terrible about the whole situation now. Stop being such a hothead. Look who's talking, I said. Watch it, little lady, Mama said sternly as she reached over and rubbed her knuckles on my head. Ouch, I huffed and pushed her hand away with my foot. What was this big idea you had, anyway? She looked excited again as she remembered what she had burst in here to tell me in the first place. I spoke with Flapjackaroos. I told him all about you and how you would love to play the guitar, and he thought it would be wonderful if you joined him for a song. She threw her hands over her mouth and let out a little squeak like she had just said the most exciting thing of all times. I scowled. Seriously, this again? I don't think so, Mom. Her face fell, and I felt bad for a moment about disappointing her. Why not? I'm not going to go up on stage so people can come and gawk at the girl with no arms playing the guitar. I'm not some circus show. Mom's face was instantly furious. Avon, she said. She looked appalled at what I said, and I immediately felt guilty for having said it. How can you say that? I wanted you to join them for a song because of how proud I am to have you for my daughter, because I want everyone to see how amazing you are, not because I want you to make a spectacle of you. What's the matter with you? Everything, I said. Everything is the matter with me. I got off the bed and stormed out of the apartment. I walked around Main Street as the sky turned dark, ignoring the few visitors who still ambled around. I didn't want to go home. I kicked the dirt and huffed and sulked, and I wandered aimlessly. I sulked about my fight with Connor. I sulked about hating school. I sulked about missing my old school friends. But mostly, I sulked because Connor was right. I was disabled, and no one would ever see me as anything else. I would never be able to do all the things everyone else could do. I would never be able to be a surgeon or an astronaut or an actress, no matter how angrily I proclaimed I would be. I stopped when I saw Spaghetti and pressed my head to his. You're the only one who understands me, I whispered. I continued walking around until I got to the old wagon that sat in the quiet corner of the park. I climbed into it and sat down. I stayed there all through dinner until Dad walked up and got into the wagon with me. Mom's worried about you, he said. She saved you a plate of spaghetti. I dramatically as I could. I'm not in the mood for spaghetti. Me neither, he agreed. You know, she didn't even remove his fur. Gross! Do you have llama hair in your tooth? Dad pushed his lips up and leaned in about an inch from my face to show me his teeth. Ha ha, I said. I happen to know he's right over there in the petting zoo and was not the main entree at dinner, so go tell your bad joke somewhere else. He sat next to me quietly for a long time. I could almost hear his mind working, trying to come up with something to talk about. Finally, he said, I heard soccer tryouts are the day after tomorrow. Oh, you heard soccer tryouts are the day after tomorrow. Yes, I heard after I called the school several times and put the date on my calendar a few weeks ago and called again today to make sure it was still correct, and then put a reminder in my phone. I'm not trying out for soccer, Dad. Oh, I don't think you should try out. No way. I just thought I'd mention it so you would know to avoid the tryouts. I wouldn't want you to accidentally stumble onto the soccer tryouts and accidentally make it onto the team or something like that. He tapped the side of the wagon. That would be awful. I frowned as hard as I could beside him. I wasn't going to let him destroy my terrible mood. It sure was a beautiful night, he said. Look at all those stars. It is a beautiful night. I looked. What stars? I snorted. You can't see any stars from this stupid city. Look right over there. He pointed at a star. I see one right there. I rolled my eyes. I think that's a planet, Dad. Oh, yeah? I think you're right. Jupiter? I think so. I turned my head to another light in the sky. That might be Venus. Dad looked at me. What's wrong, Shabibs? I sighed and bit my lip. I just feel so messed up right now. I wish my life were simple like everyone else's. Do you think... I bit down harder on my lip, trying to keep it from quivering. Do I think what, honey? Do you think it would have taken 2 years for someone to adopt me if I had arms? I think it would have taken about 2 seconds for someone to adopt you if we'd found you sooner, arms or no arms. You were our daughter, and you were waiting for us. That's all there is to it. I just wish I were like everyone else. He stared at me for a while. Now that's a terrible thought. I scowled. How's that terrible? Connor wanted to be like everyone else. I tried my best to keep the tears from spilling out by not blinking. And so do I. Dad put his arm around me. Why do you want to be like everyone else? Despite my best efforts, a tear broke loose and slid down my cheek. So I can wear a cute tank top and play the guitar at the festival and not worry about everyone staring at me all the time? I took a deep breath, so I don't have to eat in the bathroom ever again. Dad furrowed his eyebrows. And why do you have to eat in the bathroom, Avon? I wiped at my cheek with my shoulder, because I don't want the other kids to see me. Dad sighed deeply and looked back up at the sky. Those lights up there, they're not like anything else in the sky. He looked at me. But they shine the brightest. I sniffled. That's so cheesy, Dad. He laughed. It may sound cheesy, but it's true. He squeezed me lightly to him and made a ridiculous wise look, rubbing his chin thoughtfully. No one lights a lamp and hides it under a basket. They put it on a table so it can shine for all to see. I rolled my eyes. I'm sure it pleased him to no end to incorporate a Sunday school lesson with our discussion. Okay, Dad, I'll go sit on a table. He kissed the top of my head. Don't be like everyone else, Avon. Be you. And that's exactly what a table... And what is that exactly? A table lamp? No, not a table lamp. He poked me in the ribs, causing me to squirm beside him. A light who shines for all to see. He tilted my chin to look up at him. A light who doesn't hide in the bathroom. He got down from the wagon. Come home when you're ready. Just know Mom will be pacing the floor until you get there. I smiled a little and hunched down in the wagon until I was sure he couldn't see me over the rim. I heard him chuckle and walk away. I looked at the wall of the wagon next to me, and I noticed someone had scratched something into it. I eased my foot slowly out of my flat and ran my shaking toes over the engraved words. Inside of what looked like a heart, someone had written, Avon was here. I thought back to that first box Connor and I had found in the storage room, and the letters on it, A-V-N. Connor had been right all along. Avon, not Kavanaugh. The end. I hope you enjoyed those 2 chapters. Take care.